Hey ladies and gentlemen, Stephen here from the channel Redolescence. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I have my good friend Freddie joining me today.
What's going on, everybody?
Freddie has a channel called Freddie Frags. I'm going to link it down below, so definitely make sure to check it out. And today we're going to be taking a closer look at a fragrance by the company Banana Republic. This is part of the Icon collection, and this one is called 17 Oud Mosaic, so stay tuned. This fragrance was released in 2017. The perfumer is Claude Dare. He has done fragrances for Bond No. 9, Vince Camuto, Kenneth Cole. Like, he has a pretty extensive resume. And there are several different perfumers who worked on this particular collection, which is supposed to be like a niche and luxury and private line, but it's only like $43.
Yeah, that's an incredible price.
How crazy is that, right?
Yeah.
And Freddie and I were actually talking behind the scenes, and this one particular fragrance reminds us of a very popular niche fragrance. So I'm excited to tell you what that one is. But before I begin, I do want to give a very special thank you to Max Aroma. They were the ones who were kind enough to provide me with this bottle. Even if they didn't, chances are I would have purchased it because it's only like 40 bucks. But links are going to be down below. So if you are interested in checking it out, I know they're always running promotions and stuff, and they're super friendly, fast shipping, the whole nine. So, notes for this one. You picked up a few of them right off the top of your head.
I mean, I just tried it literally like 2 minutes ago.
Yeah.
And it's a rose oud combination.
Yeah.
I get the rose, I get the oud, I get amber, pepper, saffron. That's basically what I get out of it. I know there's a couple other notes in there that I don't really pick up on, like plum.
Yeah, that's interesting. The note of plum. You know, I love plum. It's very juicy. It's very fruity. It has an odd, peculiar smell. I didn't really get it in this one. I do get the rose full throttle. I get the oud full throttle, just like Freddie said. And there is definitely a spicy characteristic. Off camera, you even said, you're like, oh, this smells spicy. Is there cinnamon in here or something?
Yeah.
And sure enough, we look it up, and there's saffron.
There's saffron. There's white pepper. I think that's the only spices. There's some florals.
I think
in there
so too. Yeah, I noticed that.
Yeah.
But mostly it's the rose that I get.
Yeah, that's the big thing. Like we said also, it reminds us of another fragrance, like he said, Oud Mosaic.
Yeah.
Now, I've said this in a few of my videos. I'm not a big rose oud lover.
Right.
But there are a few that I like. And Oud Mosaic was actually one that I really loved.
Yeah.
It's a rose oud combination that's not your run of the mill, I guess, because it doesn't smell like all the other ones.
That's right.
And this smells very close to that. I would say it's missing some stuff, and it's not exact.
Yeah.
But it's definitely an interpretation of that, and at that price, I may just have to pick up a bottle as well.
Yeah.
Unless Max Aroma wants to send me a bottle too. But
you heard it here. No, but that's the truth though. It's like it's such a good fragrance, you know. And Oud Mosaic has such a good reputation, and I love the Dior Privés, to be honest with you. And I bought most of them from a very good friend of mine, Freddie. Yeah. So thank you for selling me your partials.
Yeah.
And Oud Mosaic is actually the very first fragrance that I tried from that line. I actually went in on a split back in 2013, I believe, or maybe even 2012, in the fragrance reviewers group on Facebook, and Igor was splitting it, I believe. And I was like, all right, let me get 10 ml or whatever it was, and I remember loving it, love that first sniff. Yeah. So this one is kind of like an East meets West, where they have like the Eastern sentiments with the smokiness and the florals and the ouds, with like the freshness and the fruitiness from the West. Not that it's that fruity or whatever, or that fresh either.
Yeah, it's basically a rose oud with an aromatic twist. You know, obviously you throw in some spices like we said, but it's aromatic, it's breathable. You're not gonna choke anybody out. I mean, I don't know how dense it is if you overspray, but just as smelling it on the test strip, and from what I know of Oud Mosaic, from my experience with it, it's one of those rose ouds that's not gonna kill you. Right. You know, it's very aromatic, very friendly, I guess, to the masses.
Yeah, and that's true. And the oud isn't very standoffish or fecal
it's very.
BO.
You do get a little bit of the stink, but there's not enough stank to get rid of it. I think it's an attractive component of the scent. That's my opinion of it. And again, it's fresh enough where it's not gonna be a thick cloud. You know, like people smell you, but like in passing, it's not gonna be like you walking into a wall when you smell the scent.
That's true. Well said. What about occasions?
Me personally, I would probably wear this. It'll be hard to probably wear this casually.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
I would wear this to work because I had worn Oud Mosaic to work, and I gathered a lot of compliments with that. But this is probably easier to wear for work. But this is formal, date night, night out type thing.
Yeah, I
wouldn't necessarily wear this clubbing, but more like dinner, gathering party, something like that. This is nice.
I completely agree. I think the only reason I would want to say casual is because of the price.
Yeah.
You know? But
casual, maybe like a casual party. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like you're hanging out with your friends.
Where you're still trying to make an impression.
Yeah. I wouldn't say casual as the ballpark or taking your kids to, whatever, Dave and Buster's.
Exactly, yeah.
But if you're going to go hang out with your buddies or, with someone of the opposite sex, this is definitely one that you can throw on, and you're not over trying, but at the same time you're gonna leave an impression because it's not your run of the mill fragrance.
Yeah, I have to totally agree with that. Performance, I know you kind of alluded to it before. I don't think this one is as good as Oud Mosaic. I remember Oud Mosaic was like nuclear on my skin. Definitely lasted for a long time. This one I want to say maybe like 5 or 6 hours, which compared to Oud Mosaic is like a shadow.
Yes, but also if you got to consider the price tag. At $45 to $300 for the 200.
Yeah, the 8.4 ounce or what was it?
So you're talking about you could buy 5 of these or more to fill up that one, and then you overspray.
Yeah.
And just spray and carry with you and keep spraying because you.
That is true. Yeah, and as far as the sizes, like it's pretty portable. It's not like 100 ml where it's like it fits very comfortably. And
I can throw that in my bag. I always have a messenger bag, a man bag, a book bag, or something, just because you never know what especially if you're a fragrance shopper. I have so many bags. I just throw them in my book bag, but that's easily thrown into the side like your cell phone pocket or something.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's I don't know. I don't see any. I think I might just run out and buy a bottle.
Yeah. And I also want to, advise the people at home. There are a lot of really wonderful fragrances from this collection, and they're all priced comparably. Just want to note the 17 on the front represents the year that it's inspired by. So this being released in 2017, it's inspired by 2017. If you see it says 78, then it's inspired by 1978. So it's going to be more of like an aromatic fougere or like a chypre kind of a scent.
This is more like a modern twist to a fragrance.
Exactly, yeah. So I really like it. Once again, the links are going to be down below. I think it's worth checking out. And also check out some of their other fragrances too. They have one that smells like an Hermes. They have 2 actually. One of them, people online say it smells like Vetiver Tonka, which I kind of get. I like Vetiver Tonka a little bit more. There's more of an emphasis on the Tonka in Vetiver Tonka. And they also have one that smells like Un Jardin de Méditerranée, which is a really... So when I smelled it, I'm like, this is a composition that Jean-Claude Ellena would make. And I was just surprised to see it bottled in a different bottle. And so, I don't know. I think there's a lot of talent over there. They know what they're doing. They came out with some wonderful, wonderful scents. And I even like some of Banana Republic's other, like, non-Privé scents, like Slate and Black Walnut.
I think a lot of these designer houses, like Banana Republic, Zara, they're catching on to that, how fragrance is becoming an accessory for men, like
exactly,
not just certain men, but like most men now are looking for that as an accessory, and the community is growing, which means there's more influencers out there for fragrances, and I think they're gonna cash in, and I think they're doing a good job giving us what we want at an affordable price.
Yeah,
I mean, you don't have to be, if you're not a niche head or a snob, you might consider some of these, and I think you'll be happy.
Yeah, and I think people would be surprised too.
Yeah.
Like if you just put it to the blind sniff test.
To be honest, I never go into Banana Republic thinking I'm gonna try a fragrance. And coming here, he showed me this. I was like, all right, soon as I smell it, I was like, this is so good.
Yeah.
I want to get a bottle. So, and then he's, you know, and Steve was telling me that there are other ones in the collection that smell like comparable fragrances. So, I might be going to Banana Republic tomorrow or something to try them out.
Awesome, cool, man. Yeah, check it out. Check it out. So, Freddie, thank you again for coming on my channel,
Thank you
man.
for having
I
me.
really appreciate it. My pleasure. Hopefully, if you have time, we can do another video or two.
We could do as many as you need.
Awesome, cool, thanks. Also, once again, I'm going to be leaving Freddie's information down below, so please make sure to check him out. Make sure to subscribe to him. Also, make sure to subscribe to my channel if you're new here. And please don't forget to click that bell so that you don't miss any future uploads, fragrance reviews, top 10s, giveaways, unboxings, and a ton of other fragrance-related content. Thanks again for tuning in. We love you guys, and we'll see you in the next episode.
Take care, guys.